Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Correct Me If I'm Wrong. This is your host, Devin, and to my left, I have Pollo, Jesus, and Patrick. How's everybody today?
Boss.
Oh, good.
All
Pretty
right,
good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to picture this. Imagine you have a time machine, and you can go anywhere. You can go to the past, you can go to the future. At what point in time would you go? Let's start with Jesus.
Is it like a genie? Like I only have 3 places I can go to,
No.
or like what would be like my number one thing?
Let's say the time machine only worked one time.
Okay, huh? Dang, that's tough.
Oh, that is tough.
It only worked
That's
one time.
very
One
much
time?
tough.
One time you were only able to be there for 24 hours. And then it sucked you back in good old 2019.
I guess more of I would go into more like of my family, like me at maybe like very old me, and like seeing my kids or like how that ended up or where we are. That would be interesting to me.
That would be
Otherwise-
super. What if like you went, but it wasn't what you turned it out to be? Would that
Right.
would that make you come back and like rethink everything
Well,
you're
I
doing?
feel like at that point it would be like from that show That's So Raven, where she like tries to stop it, but that ends up
It's inevitable anyways.
makes it happen. You know, that would suck though.
like you go back and it's like everything you planned is completely different. You're like, what am I doing here?
We're like in Mexico. We're like, what did we do to end up here?
So if you did go back, so you're basically saying you're going to the future, then
Right.
Would you, if you see something that's going wrong with your future children or grandchildren,
Right.
would you try to change it then and there? As in,
Let's say with the time machine though, you can't. You're literally there just to watch.
yeah.
You're invisible.
Yeah, you're invisible.
Ooh.
Right. You can't like go in the future or like in Boyle's case that we talked about a little while back, like go in there and try to tell yourself something. Hey,
Right.
bet on the Raptors on winning the finals. Yeah, that's something that you can't conversate.
Right.
Or what was that? The boxer fight? Bet on Reese to
Yeah.
take it. 10 grand, trust me. I feel like I'd go complete opposite with them, especially if you can only have one time. I'd probably go back to when my father was alive and spend that 24 hours, whether it be, I just to see him.
Yeah.
Go back to a memory where I could sit there and watch the memory, and what comes to mind is my graduation party when I was a kid. That day he was so happy because he knew that I was graduating. He knew that I was that I was actually not dumb. I wasn't gonna be like everybody else, just a high school dropout. That I was actually able to finish something. And that's what he told me. He was like, I'm proud of you because you finished. You could have dropped out. You could have given up. But you did it. And yes, I have that memory. But to be able to sit back and watch it
Yeah, definitely.
is definitely
That's a
gonna.
whole different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Now you appreciate that moment so much more than you probably appreciated at the time.
Yeah.
So like that would be cool. Like you go back and like you're seeing that moment and you're appreciating it so much more than you appreciated at the. Not saying you didn't appreciate it at the time, but like it just means something way more to you today
Yeah.
than it meant
Most
X
definitely.
amount of years ago.
I'm not gonna lie, Paul, I got a little emotional when you're talking about that because,
It's okay.
well, no, because I understand, how you feel because, the last time I saw my dad, before he passed away, last night we talked about, I was like, Devin, did you mess with the air conditioner? Did you mess with it? And we hugged it out and I left and that was it. So to go back and just to have that memory again, no matter whether it was good or bad, you just have that last memory of it.
Right. Yeah.
For sure.
So yeah.
The true question based off of that is, did you mess with the air conditioner?
I got hot. So I didn't know it was a big deal.
Oh, it's a deal with dads, bro. Trust me, I'm in that same boat.
You don't even have to be a dad. Like if you ever came in my apartment, Devin, and messed with my air conditioner, you'd immediately be kicked out.
I know.
me and Brianna literally fight about it all the time. And now it's bad because we have that like Nest app. But we don't have to go to the thermostat. We can just go to our phones. And you check, you're like, God, did you move it? Like, and she notices a like 2-degree difference.
She's like, something in the air feels different tonight.
I hear her roll over with the phone. Like, come on. But I have a watch, so I change it with my watch.
Exactly what it. Mine would be, I would love to go back. I'm completely different. I would love to go back and literally see a dinosaur. Because specifically, I would like to see a T-Rex. And I was telling Boyle the other day, because there's so much surrounding a T-Rex, you know, because we picked, like, we have like these little small little useless arms, and there's like articles that say, you know, that's a Hollywood thing, like Hollywood threw that in there. The roar, they're saying like a dinosaur didn't roar. They're like lizards. You don't see a lizard roaring. So that'd be kind of disappointing. I see a giant T-Rex pop out of forest, and it's like.
So I saw, I feel like it was on Facebook, like, how did we know how dinosaurs sound? And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so insane. But you're right. Like, how did we know? We don't.
My big thing is, too, like, and I never thought about this, but when you're standing there, because if you're standing next to, like a bear, you can hear, like you can slightly hear it. Imagine this huge animal standing next to you, what it would do to the earth. Like, what it would do, you just... Like, is that all you heard? Because there's thousands of dinosaurs. Yeah, like, the world isn't silent. You just, everywhere you go, you just...
It's just a bunch.
Like, that would kind of...
And then all of a sudden you hear... in the sky. Just...
Like, it's just unimaginable to me to, like, be able to believe that this huge monster existed on this planet. Like, all the, like, footprints it had to leave everywhere. Like, what did the world look like? Like, I don't know. It's crazy to me that there's extra stuff that I've just never thought about.
Now, that was definitely a good, like, one-time thing. But what if you had unlimited times? What would be some other things you'd want to do? Or witness, or watch, or experience, whatever word you want to use in that.
Because at that point, would you live in the present? You know what I mean?
Because you would just consistently go everywhere.
Right.
You are, like... There's like
that
concerts I would go to.
That's what I'm saying. Like, would you go
like
back?
I
and
would
you would
go on,
to...
you know, Michael Jordan win.
Flu game.
The flu game. I would go watch
Michael
Muhammad
Jackson.
Ali fight. I would like Michael Jackson.
I mean,
Whitney Houston concert, something like that. Like that.
France.
That'd be, yeah. Everybody that you never got an opportunity to go. Like I would. I know we mentioned Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Prince. I would want to go see Linkin Park in Austin. Like I was a big when they recorded their was it Austin or was it Houston? I'm sorry, I think it was Houston when they recorded their Linkin Park live CD.
Right.
Like I would want to go to see that because to me it's still one of my favorite Linkin Park albums as far as live goes.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to see the future and see what technology is. Are we flying cars or are we even around in 1,000 years? Like, are human beings going to be around in 1,000 years? I would like to go 1,000 years in the future and see, have we been overrun by, nuclear active spiders? That'd be something kind of cool.
Would you see if like your family, like your family's still hanging on, like in 1,000 years? You know what I mean?
I don't know if that would be because like. I would be sad like if you saw that you went 1,000 years you weren't there, like I'd be like, oh, right. So I would avoid my family because I wouldn't want to know like what happens in that world.
Makes sense.
But I would go and I would like to see like the technology, how people are living, just things like that, like how people live, like because we talk about a lot of times where jobs are being taken over consistently by automated things, like we just talked about how Walmart is doing like the self checkouts and people are slowly getting overtaken by these automated things. What everyone's doing in 1,000 years? Do people work? True. Are there less jobs? Is everyone just part time and we only clock in for 10 hours in a day? That'd be kind of cool.
That is true.
Or are we even around?
Or are we around? Yeah, like that's what I said. Like if human
go to
beings
the future
aren't around,
and it's just like Terminators all over the place.
Well, no, like
it could be.
What would happen if you went into the future and there was nothing?
Just like a blank, because they say that's what happened to Mars. They said Mars one time had, because they say basically the sun has what they call a golden arc, right? And it's basically the perfect temperature that could habitat life. It's not too close to the sun where it burns up the planet. It's not too far where the planet's too cold to be able to harbor life. It's this golden arc. Earth happens to be in the golden arc. Well, Mars is very close to the golden arc. It's outside of it at this point, but it's very close. So they're thinking at one point Mars was in the golden arc, came out, and it it's
wiped it out.
Yeah, it's wiped it out, and we're slowly getting, the sun is pulling us in slowly. So you're right. What if we go to the future where the Earth is out of this so-called golden arc, and it's just wiped? It's just dirt. It's just nothing. And you're just like, oh my god.
Rewind.
Yeah.
Go back.
Yeah. So that'd be kind of crazy too. What if going off of that? What if you thought, okay, I'm just gonna go 50 years in the future, and you go 50 years in the future, and it's wiped out. Like, what would you do when you come back? Because here you are, you're thinking like, okay, I'm not gonna go billions of years in the future. I'm just gonna go 50 years in the future, and you go in there and you're like on this stranded planet with nothing left. What do you come back and do?
I mean, at that point, do you prepare for something like? I mean, what can you do to prepare for that? Because I mean, I don't think I have a funding for a spaceship.
And but what did it flip you out? Because like going back to saying that the time machine's a one-time use, you don't know when it happened. So throughout the rest of your life, you're just nervous that any second the whole entire planet could just wipe out. Like
I feel like you'd come back and you'd want to live life a little bit more, like you said, without the fear of anything, because you know
look
what
at you like you're crazy. They're like, what do you mean? Like, what
well, no, at that point you don't go saying what you saw. You just, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna live my life the best way that I can. I'm gonna go out there and travel, and I'm gonna live life and without any kind of fear, because the fear is I know what's gonna happen. I mean, people do it all the time. It's just.
But now you've been there 50 years in the future.
Now it kind of hits you.
Right, I got you.
It kind of hits you.
Rude.
Yeah. You're like, crap. I gotta get into gear now. Like, this is. I've been procrastinating a little bit. Time to go.
So as always,
stay fresh.
Stay hungry.
Stay driven.
And stay humble.